Hello students and welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Shefali Nagpal, Associate Professor at Human Resource Development Center, Bhagat Phool Singh Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, Sonipat. We are studying the paper Development of the Management Thoughts, Principle and Types under the Human Resource Management. Let us start today with the group, team and conflict management. After studying this module, you would be able to understand the concept of group, team and the differences between the two, to know various types of teams, to understand the group dynamics, understand an overview of the conflict and various conflict management strategies or styles. Let us begin. Since civilization, individuals have inherent predispositions to be a part of the group. Being a social animal, human beings have always had a tendency to socialize with others. There are many reasons for this, like security, social needs and psychological interdependence and many more. Therefore, being part of the group is not new, but it is since time immemorial. Various types of the groups are there. For example, some people join the groups because of their like-mindedness, same job, social compulsions and such kind of activities. Some groups are formal and some are informal groups. Since organizations are also made up of the people and moreover job in the organizations are not independent, rather interdependent. Hence, due to this interdependency, groups and teams are prerequisite for the proper functioning in the organization. In Japanese organizations, it is very common feature to work in groups and teams. Unlike the American society, which is considered to be more individualistic one, Japanese have always been giving preference to the group culture and family culture. After the success of the various Japanese organizations worldwide, American organization has also started following the team culture. In this module, we will be focusing on the groups and teams, how both are different from each other and why people join groups, what is the group dynamics, what are the different types of groups, how groups are formed, what are the advantages and disadvantages of working in a group. A substantial problem that occurs in the group is conflict. How and what sort of conflicts are there and how they are responsible and what are the reasons, how to prevent and cure such conflict so that the group can work like teams and can become high performance teams. Therefore, an attempt has been made to answer all these questions in this module. Let us study the group and team, meaning and its definition. Group and teams are defined by different authors in many ways. One thing common in both is both are composed of two or more individuals. Both groups and teams are used interchangeably. Let's see how different authors have defined the groups and teams and how both are distinct from each other. According to Robbins, as defined in 1999, groups are two or more individuals interacting and interdependent who have come together to achieve a particular objectives. According to E.H. Sechin, following are the three conditions that should be satisfied to call any number of the persons as group. People must interact with one another. They must be psychologically aware of one another. They should perceive themselves to be a group. So, a group is a unit of the people who interact primarily to share the information and to make the decision, to help one another perform within each member's area of responsibility. The focus of the above definition is on their interaction, their interdependency, perception that they are the part of the group and primarily interact to share information. Different types of the groups are formal group, a work group which is specifically created as a consequence of the organization structure is called the formal group. Another is the informal group, a group that is not formally created or determined by the organization, rather it is the outcome of the social needs of the group members is called the informal group. Command group, a group wherein all group members report to a particular manager is called command group. Task group, a group which comes into the existence to complete a specific task or project is called task group. Interest group, these groups comes into the existence to attain a specific objective with which each group member is connected. Friendship group, As they say, birds of the feather flock together. On the line of these birds, some group come into the existence because of their like-mindedness. For example, senior citizen group, ladies club, etc. Why people join groups? Because of security reasons. Man is a social animal, hence has to be a part of the group or the society is very natural. People join the groups to fulfill their socialization needs and it gives them feeling of security. Status. People join the group to get heightened status. For example, members of the particular club in the big cities are considered to be the part of upper or the elite class. Therefore, whosoever joins the club is considered to be of the elite class. Hence, it raises the status of the group members. Self-esteem. By becoming the member of the certain specialized group, group members feel honored, respected, and they perceive a rise in their self-esteem and dignity. Hence, gratification of their self-esteem is another cause for joining the groups. Affiliation. Some people join the groups for fulfilling the need of affiliation. These people have strong need for association or relationship. To be in the good relationship with others is one of their needs other than the status, power, etc. Power. To have authority to hire and fire and to be in charge of decision-making body is the need of power. To fulfill this need and to enjoy power, people become the part of the command group, committees group and other such groups which fulfill their power needs. Another reason is goal achievement. Some people have their individual goals and seek the company of those who have the similar goals or organizations where their personal goals can be achieved by integrating with the organizational goal. Achievement is a major orientation in these individuals, for example, by joining ISRO, NASA, etc. An ambitious young astronomer fulfilled his achievement orientation as well as organization's goal. According to the Burkle, groups play the following roles. One is information management, problem analysis, executive, gatekeeping, climate building. A team is a unit of interdependent individuals with complementary skills who are committed to common purpose and the set of performance goals and to common expectations for which they hold themselves accountable. Leisure and OCHA, they defined it in the year 2015. Key takeaway from this definition of the team is interdependency, complementary skills, common purpose, common expectation, team accountability. Now let us understand the types of teams. Over the years, increasing competition stemming from the global and the technological nature of the market has forced the organization to adopt different types of teams. Functional team. It is composed of the group members who hail from the same functional group like HR team, finance team, production team, etc. Cross-functional team. In this type of team, group members come from the different functional groups, a team of different functional areas. Virtual teams. These are sometimes referred to as geographically dispersed teams called GDTs. These teams make innovative use of communication technology. These teams adopt an organization design that ameliorates global operations. Because people from the different cultures, countries are part of the team, therefore this type of the team has the ability to capture the strength of the diverse people. Self-managed team. In the self-managed team, no particular member is to play a specific role, rather every member is generalistic and in rotation they have to play all the roles. As in there is no single leader in the team which is managing the whole team, rather each group member has to take the role of the leader in rotation. The advantages of the teamwork are synergy. Team promotes creativity and innovation as teams are more cohesive, hence better understanding among the members is there. In the team environment, members become self-motivated and teams satisfy both individual as well as the team goals. Teams also does not lack the problems. There are certain problems which are discussed as below. Group conformity. A usual problem may be that the group members are forced to change their attitude, beliefs and behaviors because they are forced to conform to the group standards or follow the rules set by the group which are implicit. These norms may be related to the performance, appearance, social, allocation of resources, etc. Social loafing. The tendency to loaf around or to remain unoccupied or reducing efforts toward the group performances as there is no individual accountability. This tendency may be conscious or unconscious, but definitely reduce the effectiveness of the group. Groupthink. Sometimes group people become so cohesive that group members take decisions on the basis of the majority viewpoints. Therefore, the objective appraisal of the issue is ignored over unanimity. Hence, rationality take backseat in the adherence of the majority viewpoints. Intergroup conflicts or overbounding. Excessive cohesiveness cause other problems which is called overbounding, whereby group members become so cohesive that they don't want any sort of interaction or interference by another group members. Hence, this creates a wall between their group and the other group members which lead to intergroup conflicts. Elysium. This is the variation in the groupthink. This is a phenomena whereby in order to please their leader, group members transgress the group norms and take illegal actions or trudge an unethical path. As in group thinks objective appraisal is ignored, and Elysium members take their illegal actions or unethical behavior as correct behavior because they think that is to make their leader happy. Group dynamics. Group dynamics means forces and exchange among the group members that are responsible for their formation, structure, system, decision making, communication, process, etc. And the overall working which has influence on the individual, groups and organization as a whole. The 5 stages model of the group development. The forming, storming, norming, performing model of the group development was first proposed by the Tuckman in 1965. Adjourning stages was added in the year 1970, who said that these phases are all inevitable in order for the team to nurture, confront challenges and deliver results. Forming stage. The first stage in the group development is distinguished by much dubiousness. Here group members meet with each other and their activities like ice breaking, introduction and opening up with each other. Storming stage is the second stage in the group development and is distinguished by the clash of viewpoints and conflicts. Norming stage. After the storming stage, the third stage in the group development is the norming, whereby settling down process starts and group develop guidelines and standards of acceptable behavior and members come into the mode of understanding each other stance and close relationship become blooming. Performing stage. After the norming stage, it is a fourth stage in the group development is performing, where the group actually start performing. Adjourning stage, when the ultimate objective is achieved, then the final stage, the group wind up their activities and move towards the next project or assignment. Let us look at an overview of the conflict. Conflict is the natural incongruity between the objectives of two or more individuals or groups. Organizational conflict is a state of disagreement caused by the actual or perceived resistance of the need, values and interest between the people working together. The dictionary meaning of the conflict is the struggle to resist or overcome, contest of opposing forces or powers, strife, battle, a state or condition of opposition, antagonism or discord, a painful tension set up by the clash between the opposed and the contradictory impulses. Conflict is a process that begins when one party perceives that other party has negatively affected or is about to negatively affects something that first party cares about. This is a definition described by the Robbins in the year 1999. In the simple term, conflict is the opposition and the difference between the individuals and the groups in the organization. According to Louis Ponde, in the year 1967, there are 4 ways to describe the conflict. Antecedent condition of conflictful behavior such as scarcity of resources or policy differences. Affective state of individuals involved such as stress, tension, hostility, anxiety, etc. Cognitive state of individual that involves the perceptual awareness of the conflictful situation. Conflictful behavior ranging from the passive resistance to overaggression. Then let us discuss about the transitions in the conflict thought. According to the traditional view, all conflicts are bad and harmful and must be avoided. In the human relation view, conflict is natural and inevitable outcome of any group. Interactional view states sub-conflict is necessary for a group to perform effectively. Functional view says conflict supports group goals and improve its performance. Dysfunctional view states it prevents a group from achieving its goal. A conflict exists whenever people are in the disagreement and opposition. It is a situation when the interest, needs, goals or values of the involved parties interfere with one another. It refers to the existence of some sort of clash. Let us discuss the type of conflicts now. Functional conflict, a conflict that assists the group goals and improve performance by utilizing the constructive criticism is called functional conflict. That means this is the optimum level of conflict that is absolutely necessary for effective working of the group and hence good for the organization too. This type of the conflict promotes group cohesiveness because group members release their tension as they think analytically. A constructive competition breeds among the group members as they share their weaknesses, strengths and concern. Hence, all the group members unitedly take the problems head on and find the collective solutions and take quality decisions. Moreover, functional conflict promotes creativity, innovation and productivity, etc. Another is dysfunctional conflict. These type of the conflicts come in the way of the group goals and hamper the group performance. They do more harm than the good to the organization. These are actually bad to the organization due to their severity and graveness because they create the climate of distrust, dissatisfaction and tension. This brings divergence in the personal and organizational goals. Due to these malaise of dysfunctional conflicts, many employees leave the organization. There are various causes of conflict, which are adverse working condition, goal difference, harassment, inadequate training, inapt use of resources, no level playing field, personality differences, poor communication, poor management, scarce resources, structural change, surfeit competition, unjust treatment, vague responsibility and authority, wrong placement of employees. Intra-individual or individual level conflicts exist at the bottom. The sources of these conflicts can be frustration, when an individual fails to achieve his goal because motivational drives of the individual are blocked. Before reaching the goal, he becomes frustrated. Frustration in turn creates the conflict in the individual and he uses the various defense mechanisms: fixation, withdrawal, aggressive or compromise. This is one of the intra-individual conflict as individual here is more in conflict with his own goals rather than some other person's. Goal conflict, approach conflict. This conflict occurs when an individual approach two or more goals which are equally lucrative but mutually exclusive. So choosing one out of them creates a conflict for an individual. After graduation, for example, an individual gets a job in the bank or on the other hand gets an opportunity to do the MBA from the prestigious management institute. In this situation, both goals seems to be lucrative, but there is a difference or conflict in choosing the one. Approach avoidance conflict. This conflict occurs when an individual approach a goal which has negative as well as a positive characteristic. So on one hand, he wants to approach it because of the positive characteristics and on the other side, he wants to avoid it because of its negative feature. This put an individual in dilemma and creates approach avoidance conflict. For example, an individual got promotion but has been transferred to some far off place. Now the individual wants promotion but not at the cost of the transfer. Therefore, he is facing the approach avoidance conflict. This is one of the most difficult conflicts an individual can have because decision making is really tough here. Avoidance conflict. This type of the conflict arises when an individual come across two or more negative but mutually exclusive goal. Negative goal imply that both are equally unattractive and undesirable alternatives. In this situation, individual want to get rid of the both goals and alternative. For example, if the person has to decide whether to go to the doctor for relieving his pain or to attend some boring society meeting, then deciding out of the unattractive goals create conflict for the individual. Role conflict, role ambiguity. When the role expectations are vague, these create the role ambiguity. Inter-sender role conflict. This arises when the role senders send expectations which are in conflict with each other. Intra-sender role conflict. This type of the conflict arises when person is assigned to do a job which is well beyond his capability, resources and time. Self-role conflict. Sometimes the role assigned to an individual is in conflict with his value system, and to perform that role is a matter of frustration. Role overload. When there are a lot of expectations, an individual feel overloaded, is not to able to cope up with so many expectations. Interpersonal level conflict. Lack of information, individual differences, incongruity of the role. Intergroup level conflict. Lack of consensus, struggle for resources, divergent goals, perceptual differences, status fight, mutuality of the task. Organizational level conflict. All above discussed conflicts are within the organization setting and coming under the purview of the organizational level conflict. Conflict management. Conflict management is a process of reducing the dysfunctional aspect of the conflict while enhancing the functional aspect of the conflict. It is a process of identifying, strategizing and managing the conflicts fairly and efficiently. Let us give a glance to the preventive measures of conflict. Job rotation of the individual, less shared resources, lesser interdependence, more coordination, reorganization of group, superordiate goals, trust building and measures. Let us discuss about curative measures. K.W. Thomas and R.H. Killman prescribed 5 styles of resolving the conflicts, which are as follows. The dimensions of the conflict handling intentions present on the x-axis, concern for the self from low to high, is shown in the figure below. Low concern for self represent unassertive behavior and high concern for self depicts assertive behavior. In handling interpersonal conflict, how much an individual is concerned for others is depicted on the Y from low to high. Low concern for other represent uncooperative behavior and high concern for other represent cooperative behavior. 5 conflict handling styles are as follow. Avoiding conflict style, also known as withdrawing. In this style, an individual has low concern for his own needs and others' need. Belief. Conflict is evil, unwanted or boorish. It is said to be delayed or avoided. Not paying attention to the conflict and taking any action to resolve it. Lose-lose situation is created because conflict is not resolved. When to use? Conflict is inconsequential, holding a lower power position, damage an important relationship, no time to resolve the conflict. Accommodating the conflict style, also known as smoothing. In this style, an individual has low concern for his own needs and high for the other needs. Attempt to resolve the conflict by passively giving it to the other party, allowing the other party to satisfy their concern while neglecting their own. Lose-win situation is created as you try to please everyone. When to use it? When you want to be a follower, maintaining relationship is more important, limited time to resolve the conflict. Competing conflict style, also known as competing. In this style, an individual has high concern for his own needs and low for the others. Attempting to resolve the conflict by using the aggressive behavior to get your own way. Using formal authority or other power that you possesses, you try to satisfy your own needs at the expense of others. Win-lose situation is created as you pursue your own concern despite the resistance of the other party. When should it be used? Unpopular but necessary decisions are to be made on some important issues. Commitment by the others to proposed action is not crucial to its implementation. Maintaining relationship is not critical. A quick resolution is required and using force is justified. As a last resort, it is urgent to resolve a long-lasting conflict. Compromising conflict style, also known as negotiating. In this style, an individual has moderate concern for his own needs and other needs. Moderate in and belief. Middle route should be found to resolve the conflict situation with a concern for the personal goal as well as relationship. Attempting to resolve the conflict by identifying a solution that is partially but not completely satisfactory to both parties. I win some and you win some situation is created as there are gains and losses for each conflicting party. When to use complex and critical issues. Parties are at par with each other in terms of the power. Solution will be temporary, time is short. Collaborating conflict style, also known as the problem solving. In this style, an individual has high concern for his own needs. That means he is very assertive, and the other needs he is cooperative. Based on the open and the honest communication, attempting to resolve the conflict with the best solution that is agreeable, satisfactory to all the parties. Applicable when both parties desire to solve the problem and are willing to work together towards mutually acceptable solution. That is, win-win solution is created. When to use consequential issue that requires an optimal solution, sufficient time is available, consensus and commitment of the other parties is important. It is required to address the interest of the multiple stakeholders. High level of trust is present and the long-term relationship is important. Let us now summarize. Conflicts are inevitable, be it intra-individual, interpersonal or organizational conflict. A manager should manage the conflicts effectively rather than avoiding them. To manage them, a manager needs to probe the reasons and magnitude to get the source of the problem. In the process of resolving conflicts, preventive and curative methods should be properly used with their pros and cons in mind. If conflicts go unattended, can lead to the wastage of the energy, resources and strained relationship, which will ultimately result in lower productivities and inefficiencies. That is all in this module. Thank you.